Hi friends, Ashley Amudzai here, the Psychic Life Coach for high-performing entrepreneurs. As you heard, yes, I am a professional psychic, also a medical intuitive, and I do life coaching as well, helping women develop themselves and create that vibrant life personally, professionally, and spiritually as well. And I love what I do. I'm so passionate about it, and the principles that I teach my clients, I implement for myself as well. The truth is that even healers need healers. And that is why I want to share this review for Alicia Fricker. Very, very dear friend and non-negotiable. She is the person that I go to when nothing else is working. She is the person that I turn to when I really, really need support. And I felt very called, unprompted. She didn't ask me to do this review, but the world needs Alicia 100%. I love that we are similar in our belief systems and the blend of what we have to offer to our clients, yet our modalities from which we support people is very different. And Alicia's process and how she does things and how she supports you in the healing, I love that you are led in that process. So I'm going to share a little bit about what I love of Alicia, but also my personal testimony and what I experienced. Because deep, amazing transformation, like life-saving, saving thousands and thousands of dollars in medical bills because of Alicia. And it's so important for me to share this information with you guys. So back to her modality and her methodology of how she chooses to support people in their healing. I love that she leads you through whatever we need healing in. For myself personally, I have been trained as a psychic and as a healer, so I do a lot of the stuff myself because I can do it really quickly, and that's great. What I love most about Alicia, and not only is she so knowledgeable and so incredibly confident, she's been doing this for almost a decade, just very well-rounded, but she invites you to experience it with her, and you're doing the healing work from the inside out. And the truth is that the universe, Holy God, Creator, Source cannot override your free will. We have free will. And so when you are part of that process, your healing is amplified so much more. And Alicia does that so very well. So not only that, but I wanted to share my personal experience. So this was like the biggest one, again, completely life-changing. So I was in the hospital in January. So that was 8 months ago. I was in the hospital for 2 days, really, really, really bad. Was like nauseous. I had the shakes. They thought I had appendicitis. I couldn't touch my stomach. So anyways, this big, long thing, I was in excruciating pain. And I was in the hospital for 2 days, etc., etc., etc. I was having issues with my intestines. They thought they were going to have to do surgery. After the hospital, the symptoms were still showing up, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I was like, they're probably going to have to remove like a portion of my intestines because I'm pretty sure there's a kink because nothing is digesting, and creating this really awful relationship with food in my head of, oh, if I don't eat, then nothing gets kinked in my intestines. And it was just really unhealthy, and I didn't know where to turn or what to do. And Alicia's like, hey, I can help you, with her beautiful, confident self. And I'm so glad that she did, because I forgot exactly when we did the session. That was about 6 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago. And at this time, I had the session, and then I had 2 scheduled appointments, one with my doctor and one with GI specialists. And I was like, I don't know what they're gonna do, but these are the specialists that I need to see because it's that bad. So we did this session, and it was so profound. Again, I love her method. If you have not experienced it, you've got to try it. And if you have, do it again. There's always more layers upon layers of healing for us to do. And what happened is I popped into this magnificent past life. And I say magnificent because it was so profound, even though it was highly emotional. And whenever we have anxiety, depression, for example, or deep emotion, a lot of that gets trapped in our small intestines, in these lower chakras, where it's like, we'll tighten up and hold it. And I had this belief system that I kept bumping up against. And that belief system was, my best is never enough. My best is never enough. No matter what I do, my best is never enough. Say, for example, with my intestines, no matter what I eat so perfect. I drink all of the water. I take all of the supplements. No matter what I do, it's never enough, right? And that applies in many other areas of my life as well. So that came up in this session, and I had popped into this past life before, but there was no conclusion to it. I didn't really know what the lesson was. And then in this healing with Alicia, I went into that same past life again. And the spark notes of this, I worked in the mines. I'm not really familiar with the verbiage of it because I don't currently work there, but I worked in the mines, and I was like going through this tunnel, and I was a supervisor, and it was my responsibility to make sure that it was safe for people to go through there, because it was like almost abandoned, something like that. And so I said, yep, it was safe. Everything looked really good. And as a supervisor, feeling really responsible for my men, took a lot of pride in that. And then the scene shifted to me being in a hole, and the hole is like up here. It's a little bit bigger. And I'm like, there was an earthquake or some sort of natural disaster, and it was causing this tunnel to collapse on my men and on me. And so I'm using every like ounce of energy, every muscle in my body to lift up these men to the men up top. And like, I didn't have a family in this past life. I remember feeling I don't have a family, but these men do. These are my men. I'm going to give them 100%. I'm lifting them up, and they're like kind of crying because they're nervous and they're scared. And anyways, the tunnel ends up collapsing on some of my men and then on myself as well. And immediately the belief system was, I did my very best and it wasn't enough. And I was like, wow, that was from then. And that's still carrying on to my current reality. What we believe about our reality is ultimately true, right? So what we did is Alicia facilitated this healing where she allowed me to go and identify where that was hiding in my body, ironically in my intestines, and then shift that belief system. And it was really, really interesting because in that past life, she's like, are you ready to basically shift that belief into the fact that it wasn't your fault? You did the very best that you could. There's nothing more that could have been done. And I was like, no, I'm not ready. Like, you don't understand. Because I was speaking from the past life. I was a young man, probably like in my 30s. I was like, you don't understand. I really did do my best, and it was my fault. Like, I could have this, I could have that. It was very interesting. Rather than speaking from my present self, I was speaking from my past life version of me. And when I was finally able to get past that belief and gave myself permission to forgive myself and also to just surrender that up for healing, intestines immediately healed. So I do believe that was 5 or 6 months ago. I canceled my doctor's appointment. I canceled my GI appointment with them, and I haven't had any issues since. In fact, it's like 1,000,000 times better. Like my elimination, any of my stomach issues, my relationship with food, so many things have changed. I will say just in January, those 2 hospital bills, it was like $23,000. That was the bill. And so when I say she saved me thousands of dollars with a single session, she did, because if I were to have to see the GI specialist and if I had surgery or whatever that was, I do believe that the kinks that I did experience and the trauma that I was holding on into my intestines and also that belief system, they were untied and that was released. And now I am in flow because of that. And that's just a single session that I had with her. And so I have so much gratitude. I'm so grateful for Alicia. And then today, Alicia and I are friends. So we connected today and I just immediately started crying. Like it was like, boom, I felt this emotion come up. I didn't know why. I didn't know where it was coming from. Whenever emotions show up, they bubble to the surface for a reason. So honoring that. But I was like, I don't know why I feel this. And then it came through, like, obviously Alicia is my healer. Like, she is my friend and my sister and a mentor as well. And so my heart was like, is this safe? It is safe for you to experience these emotions versus like Ashley, the psychic life coach, and Ashley, the mother, and Ashley, the wife, who has it all together in a pretty little bow, right? Authenticity is absolutely key. But the truth is it takes certain people, for myself personally, to feel comfortable to really emote and feel those things. And Alicia is one of those. And it was really cool because when I saw her and it was just like safe zone. So if you're looking for that, I highly, highly, highly encourage that you have a clarity call with her or set something up, because your heart, if it feels like mine, it has felt like mine, or maybe you don't even know who to talk to or what that looks like. Of course, you guys could totally come to me. I'm here to help, but I'm saying my healer is Alicia, so I'm funneling people her way because I just love her so much, and what she does is so, so valuable. And so she's like, just again, so confident. She's like, here, just get into meditation, get really comfortable. And really, really deep things came through. Like, of course, what came through is exactly what I have been experiencing. And I'll be totally honest on here because I feel it is really important. One of the things I personally have been struggling with is I had this belief in my head, and it was, if someone is going to be offended no matter what I do, then why would I do it at all? Which is really sad, right? Like, empowered Ashley is thinking, if someone's going to be offended, that's because I'm a mirror to them of something for them to heal. And that's really none of my business unless they come to me and then they're a client and we're going to work through it. Also, if someone is going to be offended no matter what I do, then I should just do it anyways. But now I just like felt myself shrink of like, why would I do it? You know, the path of least resistance. So I'm not going to be getting fired at on social media, or I'm not going to have people say things behind my back. And I had this like, not an altercation, but this disagreement with this person who, like, no matter what I did, she just like couldn't stand me. And I was like, sorry, I don't know what it is. I was taking on this responsibility and I didn't want to put it on her and be like, oh, this is your trigger, honey. I'm sorry I look the way that I do, that I talk the way that I do. Sorry, not sorry. So this interesting thing that I was really competing with of like, is this her trigger? Is this my stuff? God, tell me what to do. Anyways, with Alicia, it came up like these beautiful visuals that I needed to see of where this was hiding in my body and what I needed to do to heal that. And one of the things that came through was a past life, and that past life was racism. And I'm like, why am I so affected and so triggered when people don't like me? Why does that keep me small? Like, I will mute my voice to appease somebody else. And that doesn't have to be what it is, because somebody is always going to be offended by you no matter what it is that you say, right? You say bag instead of bag, right? Someone's going to have a little poke to say Nevada instead of Nevada instead of Nevada. Like, someone's going to poke you and be like, oh, I don't like that. Whatever, it's fine, you know? But just do you. It's okay to use your voice. I felt myself shrinking. So I went to this past life of racism, and how somebody was trying to throw a rock at me and they missed and they hit the window, and I saw it hit the window, and I look, and this white girl, blonde hair, is running away. And I couldn't tell exactly who I was, but I did know that I was a child, and I was probably 10. You're still a kid. And that past life was kind of a lesson for the one I'm in right now of like, I'm experiencing this racism. Imagine if we still have racism in this world. Luckily, it's not as bad as it used to be, right? But then it was kind of like, it was not safe to use your voice. It was not safe to speak up, because it wasn't just a rock getting thrown at you. It was like people lighting your house on fire. So that makes a whole lot of sense why in this life, I am just so easily like, my fire will be put out by somebody else's judgment. And just honoring that and realizing that. And there are multiple other things that came up in the session. I feel really, really good. And I'm grateful that I have this perspective to witness my healing from this perspective. And I'm also so grateful that I had Alicia to be there with me. She's really, really fucking fantastic at asking good questions, like good, solid questions. So you get amazing answers. And yeah, I'm so grateful. And I even took notes in the beginning of the session too, because I was like, this is so, so good. So if you guys are curious about Alicia, if you are looking for a healer, again, I'm totally here for you, but I'm also going to say there are practitioners who are so good at what they do that I refer. I have one, if I'm on my deathbed, there are two practitioners in particular, actually, and I'll say three practitioners who I refer to, and they are my like doctors in a way. Number one, I'll say right now, so if it is metaphysical healing, it is definitely going to be Alicia Fricker. That is my person if I'm losing it. If it's mental health and I'm just off my rocker and not doing well, Ellie Holbrook. Ellie Holbrook, she's the girl I'm calling. And if it's anything health related, my hormones are off, I'm just feeling whatever off, it's Alicia Perry. Angela Painter Perry. So actually, I'm going to tag them all below in this as well, because they are all fantastic at what they do, and they're the people that I go to, non-negotiable. They're the ones who help me through those things. And I think that as a practitioner, it's really important to be able to not only delegate, but if you are coming to me as a client, it's important for you to know that there's a whole team of people to support you on your healing journey and your path. So with that, I wish you an amazing day full of amazing things. Bye.